Hey guys, Ken here from the Retro Toyscapades channel. Now I figure a lot of you out there have fond memories of either owning or wanting the M.A.S.K Thunderhawk since childhood. It's not hard to understand the rationale behind it. It was a cool red Camaro sports car piloted by team leader Matt Tracker and was the most visible and prominently featured vehicle on the classic cartoon series. But the simple truth is, buying Thunderhawk units on the secondary market is simply a nightmare. Mint-in-box, showroom-worthy units have been known to go for upwards of $1,000. So the next best bet would be to source for loose and played-with units, and that's where the toy's ugly challenges really surface. Now, for one thing, the appearance of the Thunderhawk relies almost 80% on the usage of stickers. There's multiple stickers covering the front, sides, top, and back of the car. Have you ever seen a naked Thunderhawk minus all its decorative stickers? It probably still looks pretty, but man, it's dull as hell. So opting for a used unit would mean placing all our hopes that the original owner, possibly some privileged kid from the 1980s, wasn't cockeyed when applying the stickers, or at the very least asked for help from his parents. And if the stickers were applied incorrectly, crooked, or found to be faded or torn, then the appearance of the toy would be affected greatly. Of course, companies such as stickerfixer.com have been producing high-quality sticker reproductions for the Thunderhawk and other M.A.S.K vehicles for the last 10 years. But purists will argue that nothing beats the original. So now let's check out the basic engineering of the M.A.S.K Thunderhawk toy itself. The Thunderhawk's primary gimmick is the spring-loaded doors that flip up in flight mode. Unfortunately, the spring mechanism that holds the doors up is poorly constructed and will cause the wings to droop down over time. Now this can be manually fixed by tightening the door springs with a small plier, so the wings stay up firmly, but the toy makers should have made it to last the first time. Also, let's not forget the wing cannons which extend out from the doors. The cannons are made of this shiny chrome material, and while they look absolutely awesome, they are simply too heavy for the plastic doors to support. So what happens then is that the cannons tend to fall down while rolling the vehicle along in car mode. Again, this is something that the research and development team should have taken into consideration. But we guess that sometimes stuff just happens. Next up, let's talk about the rear spoiler. Now in flight mode, the Thunderhawk spoiler pops up and reveals both the jet thrusters and the M.A.S.K insignia in the back. Unfortunately, in almost all the units I've handled, the spoiler never goes back all the way down in car mode to completely conceal the thrusters. So you have a bit of that sticking out no matter how much you try and force the spoiler down. We are certain that this was an engineering flaw right from the beginning, but no one ever brought it up. There doesn't seem to be any solution to this now, other than possibly commandeering the telephone booth time machine from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and returning back to the Kenner factory in the early 1980s to stop the manufacturers from making this grievous error. Sort of like a Toyminator. And finally, let's not forget the feeble-looking dual bomb accessories the Thunderhawk comes with. Now these things are so tiny, they look like the food pellets you'd give to a hamster. and the bombs get deployed in a manner that is completely devoid of any excitement. They just drop. Now compare that to the spring-loaded excitement of the M.A.S.K Ravens firing this, or the Goliath's giant red missiles that launch hard enough to punch a hole in the wall. But seriously, if you can find a loose Thunderhawk unit with both bombs still present, consider yourself fortunate, because in most cases, somebody's cat probably ate them back in the day. But hey, don't get me wrong, despite everything I've said, the Thunderhawk is still an absolutely amazing 1980s toy vehicle to own and cherish. Now, it may not be a ton of fun to play with, but just having it sit pretty on a display shelf is sometimes enough. So, if you've ever owned or played with a Thunderhawk, please leave a comment below and let me know what you think of the toy. And if you enjoyed this video, please do subscribe to the Retro Toy Escapades channel. Thank you, and I'll see you guys again soon.